Hello, my name is Bridget Myers, and I'm the Mathematics Department Chair at Stanley Community College in Albemarle, North Carolina. I would like to share a little background info about our college and our math department. Hopefully this will help to put things in perspective. Stanley Community College is located in a rural community about 40 miles east of Charlotte, North Carolina. Our enrollment is approximately 2,500 curriculum students per semester. The math department is comprised of 4 full-time math instructors and 7 part-time instructors. We offer math courses both online and in hybrid formats. We utilize Canvas as our college-wide LMS. We have been using Pearson MyLab Math since fall of 2011. We also use single sign-on to MyLab Math within Canvas. We started using Inclusive Access in the summer of 2018. We piloted the program in the summer when we had fewer course offerings. We piloted 4 courses across a total of 6 sections. It was such an easy process that benefited the instructors and the students that we made it sense to just continue using it. This spring, 2019, we're using Inclusive Access in 11 different courses across 36 sections. We use Inclusive Access for all but one developmental math course at Stanley Community College. We use a co-requisite model for developmental math. Students take their curriculum level math course at the same time as their developmental co-requisite course. The co-requisite students only pay the Inclusive Access fee once, even though they are enrolled in 2 math courses. I would like to tell you some of the advantages of using the Inclusive Access. They are immense for both instructors and students. Let's face it, our society thrives on instant gratification. With Inclusive Access, students can access their materials immediately when class begins on the first day. They pay the fee with the tuition, and it makes purchasing the course materials seamless for all students, even for students using financial aid. Financial aid pays the fee up front, and students do not have to come up with funds later in the semester. The charges are added to their tuition, so students don't have to shop around. They know they're getting the best price. Advisors at our college have been trained to explain the Inclusive Access fee to students at the time of registration. Inclusive Access also streamlines student onboarding and minimizes faculty involvement in helping students gain access to the course resources. In the past, when we used access codes, we were expecting the students to purchase the access codes and their textbooks, and many of our students just didn't purchase the materials for the first several weeks of class. Sometimes students would even be withdrawn because they didn't have the materials for the first several weeks of class and weren't able to begin their assignments. Inclusive Access promotes equity in the classroom because all students have access to the materials on day 1. We also don't have any more issues with students trying to purchase access codes for cheaper prices from friends and online. As an instructor, I used to spend a lot of time explaining that buying the access codes online was not a viable option. In the past, students could not begin course assignments because it often took days or weeks for their course materials to arrive when they ordered them online. Previously, some students would use the 2-week free access, and then they wouldn't have the funds later to purchase the code. Since they couldn't do their assignments, then they were sometimes withdrawn from the course. Inclusive Access helps retain students because they can access their materials on the first day. They can start assignments immediately and be involved. The instructors also don't lose any teaching days. Instructors can start covering content on the first day because all students have access. There's no need to cover just the syllabus the first day. As an instructor, I can jump into the material of the course and let the students know that I have high expectations for them. Students are in class the first day, ready to participate, engage, and succeed. When I teach hybrid courses, I often bring laptop computers to class on the first day. This allows my students to log into MyLab's Math and work through the orientation assignment. I then give them a tour of my labs so they're comfortable using the platform on their own. My online students also get immediate access, and they are encouraged to log into my labs the first day, watch into orientation videos, and complete the orientation assignment. We have noticed higher scores on the first assignments because students have immediate access to materials than in the past when the students purchase access codes. The cost to students is also much cheaper with Inclusive Access. The access code that they pay with Inclusive Access is cheaper than buying the hardback textbook. Our bookstore sells a loose-leaf version of the textbook at a much cheaper price for the students who want a physical textbook in hand. So you may be asking, how do I get started in implementing Inclusive Access? The most important thing is that you have all of the right people at the table to make this transition. Make sure you have all stakeholders included. You need to include your business office, your bookstore, your chief academic officer, your chief financial officer, your IT department, the people that help you with your LMS, your advisors, department heads. There's a large group of people that are very important to make this go off seamlessly. Make sure that you have effective and consistent communication between the stakeholders, the instructors, and the students. At our college, we require mandatory advising. So our advisors explain the inclusive access to students when they register for classes and they see that charge with their tuition. Students also receive an email prior to the first day of class explaining inclusive access. The email also explains that they have the option to opt out of inclusive access, but the email stresses that they will not be able to access equivalent or appropriate resources to be successful in the course. We also place a statement in our course syllabi and send a welcome announcement about inclusive access in our LMS to students. The bookstore and our IT department both recognize the value of inclusive access to students, and they have been great partners throughout this process. Other departments on my campus have heard of the success with inclusive access in the math department, and they've requested to expand this to their departments. The Pearson content is the same, but with inclusive access, the distribution is the only thing that changes, and it's better.